Good morning. It's November 3rd and we're still at Narintal because the weather has not improved whatsoever. In fact, it snowed a lot more during the night, even though it wasn't extremely cold. And it's a bit of a tense situation right now because we're not sure if we're going to be able to get out of here today because of the weather conditions. If it keeps up like this, which it looks like it's going to, then there's no sense in us moving out today, because the next place we're going to is up in the forest in that direction. You can see the mountains now, finally. It's up in the forest in that direction, and there's no grazing or anything like that for the animals. So if we get stuck there, we can't really go over the pass in conditions like this, because if it's snowing a little bit and it's misty down here, it's probably a total whiteout up there. It's a few thousand feet higher than we are right now. So if we go up there and we get stuck at the next camp, then there's no grazing for the animals. At least here, if we're stuck here today, we can take out the animals and graze them during the day. And that helps keep them strong and get them ready for movement. If we're in the next place and there's no grazing, then we're just sitting there and they're getting weaker and weaker because there's nothing for them to eat up there. So we have no choice really but to stay here right now. And if the weather clears, we'll leave. But if it doesn't, we'll be here for the whole day. So what we're doing right now is cleaning snow off of the oxen and off of our gear and from around the gear. It's all covered in ice. And another thing we're doing is the guys over here are working on a sled. We found 2 oxen that were missing. And what they're doing is taking the load off of an ox sled that we have, because we heard some reports from herders coming back in the other direction, people who have already been over the pass and now are coming back to maybe either go back to the Sum Center where they live, they helped their family, now they're going back, or to help other families move over again. We heard reports from them that there's a lot of snow up on the pass, and so much snow that the young sheep and goats can't make it through the snow, and a lot of people are having to abandon their animals up there, at least the younger ones. So what we're doing is working on that sled to make sure that if that happens to us, we can put the animals on that sled and get them over that way. So hopefully we'll be out of here soon, and hopefully the weather will clear up, because I really want to get some good footage of the ride over. I got some great stuff 2 days ago when we started out the migration, and I reviewed it yesterday, and only 5 minutes of it is useful. Because this camera has a setting. It's a great camera, but it has a setting on it where it'll film like it's doing now and tape whatever's going on. So I mounted it to my chest because that's the most stable place, and the footage looked awesome on horseback. You see the horse's head, you see the oxen in front of me, and if you turn it around you see the sheep and goats behind you. There's another setting. Somehow a button got pushed as I was riding along, a button on the side of the camera, that changes the setting from filming to taking a picture every 2 seconds. So I got some awesome footage of going through the forest behind us in that direction, and all it is every 2 seconds it took a picture. So I have like 1,500 useless pictures and 5 minutes of usable video. So I'm hoping the weather clears up, because then I can show you what the riding looks like, rather than just show you 5 minutes of it. Even if it's in the snow like this, these are real conditions that people deal with. So it would probably be interesting, I hope, for you to see. Anyway, hopefully my next video will be about us leaving here and moving on to the next place. Have a good one.